Our theme today is a heart after God. A heart after God. We have a Bible verse that I changed from the one that you had, from the one we had been given. So I have Acts 13 verses 22. So let's all go to Acts 13 verses 22. I will read. After he had removed him, he raised up David to be their king, concerning whom he also testified and said, I have found David, the son of Jesse, a man after my heart, who will do all my will. That's the word we have today. Amen. So the Bible verse says, after he had removed him, I will explain who him is. I have a second Bible verse before I explain the Bible verse of the week. The second Bible verse is the one we had been given by the people who set the theme up. Psalm 63 verse 1. It says, You, God, are my God. Earnestly I seek you. I thirst for you. My whole being belongs for you in a dry and parched land where there is no water. And that was written by David. And David is saying what Apostle Luke later wrote in Acts 13 verses 22. Because our book is from Acts, and Acts was written by Luke. And it wasn't Luke who was saying that. Those were Paul's words. So as Paul was teaching, Luke was taking over, and then he became the author of what is happening in Acts 13:22. So I said Acts was written by Luke. Luke was a doctor. He was a historian. Because I think most of you think if somebody is doing God's will, they are not learned, they don't go to school. Well, he went to school. He was a doctor, he was a historian, he was also a follower of Jesus Christ. Just following Jesus, yeah, he wasn't one of the disciples, but he was following Jesus when Jesus started his ministry. Luke also then became a companion of Paul when Paul then turned over to Jesus. They went on journeys together doing God's work. So Luke wrote that Bible verse in Acts, trying to bring out a conversation that Apostle Paul was having with the new church in Antioch. This was a new church. So Paul is teaching the Israelites their own history. He wanted them to understand who Jesus is, because the problem was people not knowing who Jesus is. This is why he was put on the cross, because they didn't know him. So Paul, as he's teaching this new church, he's teaching the Israelites, he's touching on disobedience. Paul is emphasizing on how every heart of a human being should be a heart after God. Your heart should be a heart after God. This is Paul's teaching. So listening to what Paul is talking about, it's not just about for the people in Antioch. It's about us, because even us today, we have what? We have hearts. We have hearts. They had hearts, and he was looking for their hearts to be after God. So we still have hearts today. So we also want our hearts to be after God. After God. Yes, our hearts should be after God. So this was his teaching. A heart after God. That's the theme we have. And Paul is touching on a heart that should be after God. So he is teaching about us learning to obey God, us having that faith that pushes us to know that God is God. He doesn't change. No matter how we keep asking ourselves, were we really created by God? We ask that question, but we've gone for decades in the whole world. We have not actually known where we came from. I know we have historians here, but it's good because the book that we are reading was written also by a historian, Luke. And Luke didn't come up saying, we came from apes, we came from microbes, from aliens, but yes, from apes. Luke is actually saying, he's writing, he's quoting Paul, who's telling us now, you know what? Luke is saying, I am a historian, but I do believe in the Jesus that I came to know, and I followed Jesus until he was crucified. But after his crucifixion, I'm also following Paul. I'm a companion of Paul because I've also realized that Paul has a heart following Jesus. He has a heart after Jesus. So this is why they are together. This is why they are doing these missionary journeys together.